Before we start, I need to make it absolutely clear that I am an advocate of play your way. Okay, if you like a certain weapon for certain qualities, despite the fact that most people have told you it's bad or good or whatever, but you've based your decision entirely on you like the feel of it, you like the look of it, etc, etc, fine. I have no qualms with that. What I have qualms with is people going, oh, this weapon's really good because of XYZ. And then you can prove it wrong, and then they go, oh, but it's still really good because so-and-so said so. Cool. Yeah. And for me, the epitome of that statement is the Police M4. I cannot tell you how many times people have told me that this weapon is amazing. Like the second best assault rifle in the game. Up there with FAMAS, it's amazing, it's really good. Whoever started this is a bloody idiot. It's not, like, outright. It is just absolutely not. In my opinion, it's one of the worst ARs in the game. If you like it, because you like it, fine. However, let's just go over some numbers. Now, admittedly, this is going to be really hard to look at, and trust me, I'm kind of blind, so I struggle with it as well. However, the top one graph is DPS, the bottom one is sustain, or burst sustain, if you will. Top 5 burst DPS is FAMAS, F2000, TKB, Honey Badger, M4. I've highlighted the M4 in red for no other reason as to draw attention to it so you can easily find it. When it comes to sustain, the top sustain ARs are the TKB, the AKM, either the military or black market version, the F2000, and then the FAMAS. Police M4's at the bottom. If you cross-reference what are the top 3 in both categories, you have the FAMAS, the F2000, and the TKB. They're the only 3 that appear in both lists in the top 5. Others would be Honey Badger, and then AKM, and then the AKM black market / military. Now, depending on how you want to look at this, this could potentially mean that the Police M4 is really actually not that good. If you look at the base numbers, it has the exact same base damage as the FAMAS, which is the second lowest in the game. The only one that beats it is the CTAR in terms of low damage. So they have the second lowest damage in the game. The only thing they have going for them is their fire rate. Now, FAMAS fires 15 rounds a second. The difference between 900 RPM and 850 RPM is minute. It's literally one bullet. So you go from 900 RPM, which is 15 rounds a second, to 850 RPM, which is 14.1 rounds a second. So 14. However, because the damage is theoretically one of the lowest, that loss in one bullet really does hurt it. And when you actually start going into time to kill calculations as well, the Police M4 quickly becomes, like, I would argue, one of the worst ARs in the game. Personally as well, I just really hate the handling. I find the look to be ridiculous as well. Like, I don't know, it's just, personally for me, I just do not like the weapon. However, DPS wise, like I showed, it's only 5th and barely. Like, the CTR pretty much can easily outperform it because it's more stable as well as more accurate, which therefore leads to the conclusion that you're consistently able to get more headshots at a faster fire rate, 1 bullet extra per second, which can lead to more damage. My point really in conclusion is just the simple fact that the Police M4 is not nearly as good as you probably either think it is or have been told it is. There are a vast network of better ARs. Although all of this again is completely subjective, just because all of the ARs are actually really well balanced within this weird little bubble, that the overall difference between each and every one of them is like less than 8%. Oh, I think it's literally like 8.2%, so not less than 8%, but it's like 8.2% difference between all of them. they're all pretty much on par with each other, which is kind of entertaining. However, just to show the difference in the sustain is your damage over a duration, including a reload. So we're going to go with a 3 magazine sustain because that's pretty much the average for things like chungers, depending on your build. So this is the 3rd magazine. We cap out at like 4.2-ish, but the first second of our 3rd magazine, we are at 3.7 million. This is the PDR. I'm missing 5% critical hit damage off of this, and I'm also missing about 3% actual weapon damage. Yeah, 3rd magazine coming up now. My starting of 1 second is actually ever so slightly higher, but I finish slightly lower, and for some dumb reason I fired off a 4th magazine. But yeah, I'm missing about 8% damage, and it does the same sustain. Final point is, I've seen a lot of people say FAMAS with fast hands is the overall best no matter what. Evidence to the contrary, TKB with fast hands completely and utterly outperforms FAMAS, simply because fast hands doesn't actually increase your burst DPS rate, it only affects your sustain, which means in order to do that and get into your sustain calculations, you need to reload. Yeah. Stop it. Bad squirrels. Bad. Police M4 is not as good as you think it is. The FAMAS can easily be outperformed depending on how you build. Seriously, just experiment. Have fun with it. Don't listen to just me or anyone else. Play around. Have fun. It's a game, for crying out loud. Alright, anyway, catch you later. Have fun. Good luck. Don't die. It's bad for the health.